ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. This is you. There is no fear in love. If you looked at the other chart that you looked at with the circles, you saw that there was fear there was shame, and there was guilt. These are the body parts that are affected by fear, shame, and guilt. If we see diseases in any of these body parts in the human body here at Be in Health, we're looking for, is a person struggling with fear primarily, guilt, or shame? These are powerful forces that attack humans in their minds. They're not part of your personality, though many of you have agreed with those emotions and feelings. The Bible does not say, for as many as led by their thoughts and feelings and emotions of the sons of God. It says, for many as led by the Spirit of God. They are the sons and daughters of God. So we have a clear understanding. Just bring it back over to spirit, soul, body, please. People are looking at that and not paying attention. But it's normal. I want to read to you. A similar study of Swedish women reported that those who enjoyed relationships of a deep emotional nature showed less coronary artery blockage. This is females. Less coronary artery blockage than did women of comparable age, health status, and lifestyle factors, including smoking. Women who enjoyed a deep relationship with their husbands. I've seen more men upset with their wives because they spend times at the doctors, not knowing they were the contributing factor to their diseases and disorders, because they wouldn't nurture their wives. If you're a man and you're born again, you're to be to the wife as Christ is to the church. You might as well embrace this immediately, because I have said it. The Bible says if a man doesn't care for his wife properly, even his very prayers to God are hindered. If a lady comes to me with hyperthyroidism, which is a syndrome, and not did I say hyper? I meant hypo. Got to think of what I'm saying here. Hypo, which is the under secretion of thyroxine. Hypothyroidism is a syndrome, not a true disease. Nothing wrong with the thyroid at all. The first thing I ask the lady is, are you married? If she says yes, the next question I ask her, does your husband show you his love? Does he nurture you? Sometimes I don't get an answer, I get tears, because she doesn't feel nurtured. She feels like chattel. She feels like, why? A roommate? The man is to be the wife as Christ is to the church. It's a big order, isn't it? The Lord has to put up a lot of stuff in the church. So, what else can we read? Researchers at Yale University who looked at both men and women undergoing angiography discovered that those who felt the most loved and supported had substantially less blockage in the arteries of their hearts. Do you think there's a connection between thought and health of the heart? Well, this is science. I'm going to continue to read to you. I am not aware of any other factor in medicine, not diet, not smoking, not exercise, not stress, not genetics, not drugs, not surgery, that has a greater impact on our quality of life, incidence of illness, and premature death, says Dean Ornish, MD, than does the healing power of love. The healing power of love. To Dr. Ornish and a growing number of other scientists, the real epidemic in American culture is not heart disease, but rather emotional and spiritual diseases once associated with the heart, alienation, depression, and loneliness. This is pretty important. There is no fear in love. 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love. It's almost biblical, isn't it? If someone is not loving you and nurturing you, you will be afraid of them. It's cause and effect. We can get into all kinds of psychiatric disorders right now, including paranoid schizophrenia if we wanted to. We could get into such things as PTSD. We can get into a lot of things from your childhood that you weren't nurtured. The father establishes the emotional well-being of his daughter, not the mother. Yet 90 to 95% of every human on this planet and every church in the world, because I've been there, done it, got the t-shirt, done the teaching, and have thousands of people that I've ministered to, never heard their earthly father say to them these words growing up as a child, I love you. And we wonder why we have a vacancy. We wonder why we have fear. Because we don't have role models of love. Even in industry, even in science, even in churches, even in everything, everything is competition. Survival of the fittest. And who you are is what you do. And who does it better than you gets your job. No wonder. God never intended that this planet be inhabited by white-collar individuals alone. It's out of order. Creation is a mixture of a lot of people, all important. Yet in families growing up, many times we have a large incidence of health problems because the only time a child receives acceptance is when they do it right. I had a rule with my kids growing up. A, B's, and C's were all acceptable. D's and F's were unacceptable. I think that was a good rule. So nobody was being oppressed in my family with my children being always required to get straight A's. Because if I had that mentality, I would have created diseases in my own children.